Okay, it's going to be a fairly lengthy video because I'm going to do a full run of Solo Pier 93. I've kind of come up with this of a mix of watching different videos of other people and what have you, but mainly my own invention. It's fairly straightforward. I find Pier 93 is the easiest one to do it on. You can do exactly the same using pretty much exactly the same tactics on Carrier as well. But I find you can get 3 caches on this without much stress really. You don't really need to do that much farming. You usually end up with quite a bit of tech left over at the end. So I just find it a lot easier this way solo because you can channel the NPCs a lot easier on this map. You'll have to excuse me. I am, like everybody else in probably the world, been ill, so my voice isn't great. I'm a bit coldy, but we'll just go over the build quickly. It's a mixture of Nomad and D3. 3 pieces of D3 to get your shield with the SMG. 2 pieces of Nomad, so that you get mainly the health on kill is the main thing I've gone for, but you also get a bit of constant healing as well, which helps. Obviously Ninja backpack. Now I haven't really looked at a build to do it if you haven't got the Ninja bike. As you can see, mine's only 270. My whole build comes to 281. It's not a high-end build by any means. I was running this with non-classified pieces originally, so you can do it with regular gear pieces. It's not a problem. I've just upgraded these as I've got them. I've still not got a full classified build yet. I've only been playing a few weeks. I've got a Navy MP5. This is fully upgraded now. I've got the blueprint for this. It was available a couple of weeks ago, so luckily I managed to snag that. On that I've got critical hits, heal me for 3% of the damage dealt, which obviously comes in handy because you're on your own, and you're pretty much, even though I run the which one do I run? The ammo cache box. It's the support station. It's mainly for the ammo more than it is for the healing, because we've got, our skill power isn't amazing. It's I mean, it's not bad, but it doesn't heal us a lot. It's mainly to keep the ammo flowing. So you rely a lot on the Nomad for the healing. That's pretty much where you get all of your healing from, really. This helps as well because obviously being a submachine gun you get a lot of crits, so this helps. Destructive for obviously taking the armour down better, and responsive when you're closer than 10 metres. We're nearly always closer than 10 metres, so it's maybe not a god roll, but for these purposes of this I find it works quite well. And I don't have a house. Well, I do actually, but it's very, very low level, so it's not very useful at the moment. I need to level it up. I've got an SVD as a secondary. I don't use it that much, but occasionally it does come in handy. Then on my chest piece, we've got some skill haste, ammo capacity. If you can get some ammo capacity squeezed in here and there, it comes in handy. I mean, none of this stuff is perfect build. It's kind of thrown together really, but it's a build I find works really well. On this one I've got electronics and skill power. I aimed for the 120,000 skill power. Now if you see, I've only got 5,000 stamina, so I haven't. Ideally you could do with 6,000 stamina and 120,000 skill power, but I did run it like that before, but I've gone kind of more towards the damage now, rather than the tanking. I find that's enough tanking. On On here I've got firearms and damage to elites. These were for a sale last week. If you didn't get them, then that's a big shame, because these are very, very good and they work in so many different builds. They do have in the base of operations right now a 3% available, and I think it's stamina from memory. I haven't bought any because I've got these ones, but I've filled the armour with a lot of these. What we got on this one? Firearms damage to elites. I'm also running in the performance mods ballistic shield damage. Now, not everyone seems to know this, but the ballistic shield damage applies to all damage you do while you have the shield out, or at least that's how I understand it. It certainly works on your gun, because I've tried it. On here we've got firearms, a bit more skill power to get the 120,000 or over it. Ballistic shield damage, ballistic shield damage. And on here again we have ballistic shield damage. So it's I mean, the mods on here, I think I've gone, do you know, I've been running this for a few days now. I can't remember what we've got on here. I'm guessing it's critical hit damage everywhere. Critical hit chance there. Magazine size, obviously very important. Critical hit damage, critical hit damage. I mean, you've got a pretty high innate critical hit chance of 23%, and it spits bullets out, so it's pretty good. I occasionally run this with a friend who runs Reclaimer, and what I will do then is I'll drop the ammo station, and I actually go with this. I'll go with a shield, because so he can hide behind it in one of there's two spots where this comes in useful for him to be able to hide behind, and because he runs Reclaimer, it helps him with his damage, so it's pretty good. I mean, run what you want really, but if you're solo, then you definitely want the ammo box, because I don't think you'd have to spend a lot more money on ammo otherwise. Obviously the shield.
No agent has joined your team.
Oh, somebody's joined my team. I've no idea who that is. What have we got on talents? Now there's one that's definitely important. Where are we? Combat medic. Use a med kit near allies to heal group members and proxies within 20 meters. Now this not only heals you, it heals your shield as well. So this is really, really important. It comes in very, very handy. I've got critical save, so that increases your resistance, obviously, if you're in trouble. Kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 15% for 10 seconds. That procs all the time. One is none. Headshot, I think this is also a very important one. Headshot a hostile to have a 50% chance of not consuming the bullet. Now this comes in really, really handy. If you go and test it out in the shooting range, you'll see what I mean. You can, if you're hitting them in the head, it's just brilliant. It's free ammo basically, and as ammo's at a premium with this, it's very, very important to keep that going. What group members have we got here? I don't know who this is.
Alert.
Oh, he's
An
left.
agent is leaving the
Right.
team.
Somebody who's just friended me. Right. Without further ado, I guess we'll run it. I think I've told you pretty much everything there is to know. I mean, the build isn't perfect. I mean, you can probably come up with a better build yourself. I think I wouldn't mind trying Tactician, but I don't know, because I run Tactician quite a lot. I do like Tactician. Problem is the waves where your stuff doesn't work half the time, so I don't know. So if you were, I think if you're a Tactician, or if you were even lower on gear and struggling a little bit, out here might work. If you sort of hide around here, maybe. I'll tell you what, we'll do this first wave here and see what it does, because I know they come over this fence and they can spawn here, but I'm guessing if you stood here it'll stop them anyway, so you can funnel them through here. We'll see what happens. Always keep this down as much as possible, and always try and reload when you're in it. So yeah, that seems to be working. I mean, this really is the tactic for the rest of the map as well. I mean, is funneling them, so you're only attacked from one side. I mean, this early on, for me at least, it's very easy, so I don't really do this. But if you're struggling,
Scans indicate 5 hostiles remain.
or running a different build, if you had a sniper, you could sit here and snipe around the corner.
Scans say you have 3 enemies left. I'm seeing one more hostile.
Just die already.
So one thing I will say is,
From what I'm seeing, you're
when
gonna
you
have
get
to
your
deal with skill jammers.
get your points here, your SHD tech here, put it
Next
into the
wave
door,
of hostiles, 20 seconds.
because you don't want to be standing here, you know, for 30 seconds opening the door when it's time.
Next
Getting
wave
shot in the
10
back the whole
seconds.
time. So try and put, there's enough points in here. Now basically we're just going to stay in here until wave 4, as most people do.
EMP blasts are
Here we
inbound.
go, EMP. If you're tactician, you see, this would be a bit of a pain. See, if you're a good shot, not like me, you could probably
I'm seeing 5 enemies
use
left.
a lot less ammo by
Scans
getting
indicate
headshots all the time.
3
But
enemies remain.
I don't know, with the SMG, I play sniper and pretty good at hitting headshots consistently. But when I'm playing with the SMG,
You've got 1 enemy remaining.
it kind of makes me want to just pray and spray and pray. Really, I don't know quite why that is. But anyway, I didn't put my box down, not thinking, because I
Hostiles inbound in 20
feel like
seconds.
crap. And I'm doing a video and trying to talk. But yeah, just keep doing this. There's not much to this really.
Hostiles inbound in 10 seconds.
It's later on where things start getting a little bit more interesting. I'm going to post the whole video. Some do cut and pastes, but
Hostile wave.
I figure it's easier to show you all of it and listen to me rambling for half an hour. I've never actually timed this, so it'll be interesting to watch the video back to see how long this actually takes. I'm guessing around half an hour. So, 3 easy waves.
You've still got 5 hostiles out there. There's 3 unfriendlies left.
Now after this, if anybody wants any more details on the exact
Scans
build,
indicate 1 hostile left.
please just leave a comment and I'll get back to you and let you know. I didn't think people would be that
Ready to
interested.
start
It's
scanning the objective.
basically a shielded damage build with 120k
20 seconds until next wave.
skill power on it. It's nothing special really.
10 seconds until next wave.
Right, data breach. These are the first one's easy. The second one can't. The second one is the only time I'll ever fail. This is on the
Scan
second
the
data
target
breach.
location.
It's depending on which one it is, you can end up with enemies coming from every angle, which is problematic when you're running the shield. Which is actually why I don't like the carrier for this, because I found that it was even harder on the second data breach level. And also this one, for some reason, you end up with a lot more SHD tech at the end. I just find it's a lot easier. I'm not quite sure why that is, because you actually have to open another door, well, a gate, that you don't have to open on the carrier. So I'm not quite sure why that is. I've never actually sat down and worked out what you get and how much everything costs. Because I was originally running the carrier and I thought, well, I'll give this a go, and it just seems so much easier. The other problem with the data breach levels is when you're outside, obviously here the SMG is brilliant, but when you're outside it's a bit crap on the longer ranges. Right, we'll have a look, see how far it is. It's 80, it's one of the middle of the road ones. There's one that's just outside the door, which is brilliant. So here we just keep farming. I mean, don't stress over it too much, you know, you haven't got to go mad. You'll see at the end, I actually have to buy ammo at one stage. You don't need to bother with the SHD tech because we'll leave one alive and come back and get it all. Now, you can go at a minute if you want. I'll leave it a few more seconds. But it's not critical, it really isn't. I found with Carrier you had to try and kill as much as you possibly could on every single level, and you know, if you didn't, you wouldn't have enough to open the cache at the right times, and it just seems a lot more critical, whereas this is a little bit more laid back, I find. You know, you can not do, like the boss wave on Carrier, you have to farm the boss wave. On this, you don't. If you can, it depends on what boss spawns, really. If you can farm it, then do. It'll just, you know, make sure you get there at the end, but if you can't, don't stress it. It's the second, this stage breach is alright because these mobs are, but here you see, look, you struggle when they're elite later on. Those are kind of tough with the SMG, and if you can't get cover, they can be a bit of a pain. So just keep killing. Now at this point, don't kill everyone. Now there is a way of perpetually farming this. I don't do it because I don't feel that you need to. If you leave a medic or an engineer alive, it will count his deployable, whether it's the gun or the medic box. It will count it as a player when you go out of range. Little tip, if you look at the top left hand corner at your minimap, you can see these drops from miles away. It's a brilliant way of telling. I see people running around and checking every angle, and I don't know why they haven't noticed, but if you look in the top, see he's respawned. Now if he had a medic bag out or a gun out, a turret, it would have respawned another player, another NPC, because obviously the game treats them as the same thing. So you can literally keep running backwards and forwards, getting him to spawn his box or gun or whatever he's got, and it will just perpetually spawn people. But I have had a go, but I can't see the point in it. You can open 3 caches anyway, without the need to sort of exploit it, really. And I think it takes longer. I don't think there's a real reason to it. I can't see the point. Maybe on Carrier, because like I say, it's a little bit more critical. Or if you got to the end and you needed, you know, 500 more or something to open everything, then I could get it, but it just seems pointless. Anywho, this is going to be our home for the next few waves. Again, I've got 3225, which is perfect, so I'll put all of that in there. Again, you don't want people shooting you in the back when you're trying to open this, because we'll leave one alive when we come to open this later. Right, now we camp. Now again, they can only come from one direction. If you go too far down here, around about here-ish, they will start spawning behind you, because they do spawn at this door. You can also get drones, which is a bit of a pain sometimes. They can spawn outside and come into this room trying to get you, and they can shoot you through this door. So if you stood here, it's a bit of a pain. They can get you. When my friend's with me, I put him
Hostile is inbound.
a mobile thing up here to give him extra damage, and I put it just in front of there so he doesn't get hit by the drones. As you can see, the elites go down with this build quite well. He says. You can always retreat right behind here. Let them come to you. I find the melee guys are the biggest pain in the arse because they disrupt your reload. But there we go, look. So here I'm trying not to kill the boss. I mean, if you want to get him low, and I'm probably going to have to kill him actually. So I'll let my shield go low and just pop a health pack.
Eliminate all hostiles that remain.
See, I haven't had to
There's 3 unfriendlies left.
stress over it too much. You know, if you're in trouble, you can
You've got 1 enemy
run
remaining.
backwards and forwards along here. I mean, it's a load of rubbish. You can run backwards and forwards along here and kite him. But really, you can kill him straight off. You'll see at the end. We'll see how much we've got left. It's always handy to farm and have more than you need at the end. There's no reason to
Looks like your shade
struggle.
tech's gonna go offline.
Next wave in 20 seconds. Ten seconds until next wave of hostiles.
I've actually got the wrong T. I usually have the one for damage.
Shade Tech interacts are now offline.
I play this one when I've got more of us, in case anybody dies. Because the later wave with the 2 bosses, it's nice to have the extra damage to take them out quick. If you sometimes get them hiding down there and they won't come round, if you go around this corner, it'll often bring them in. Yeah, we'll watch, see what this one does. Oh, it's going to put a turret down. Turrets are annoying. Kill turrets straight away if you can. They actually do a hell of a lot of damage to your shield. See, with the SMG, even at this range, it's a bit rubbish. If you need more damage, go down a little bit. Now see, we're running out of ammo a little bit, so we will have to top that up. When I'm with my friend who runs Reclaimer, we can do the whole thing and still have loads of ammo left at the end. Because he can keep his box down all the time. No, you'll probably have to go out because it'll be drones. Which are annoying.
You've got 3 hostiles to go. I'm only seeing 1 more hostile.
No, I'm actually going to grab some ammo now. Might as well. We're down. We've got to come down here anyway. Again, on the carrier, doing that can really make the difference between making it and not.
20 seconds
On
until
this
next
one,
wave.
doesn't seem to be an issue.
Next wave of hostiles in 10 seconds.
I don't think it will let me change it, will it?
The next wave is about to begin.
Oh well. Whether it'll be ready in time. Oh, it's ready straight away. Brilliant. So as you can see, it's pretty laid back and relaxed. Really, there's no real stress. I mean, I ran this quite a few times with other players, with pickup groups, but oh god, you can get anything from people that know exactly what they're doing to people that don't know what they're doing, and anything in between, really. So I thought, you know, I'm just going to run it on my own and see what happens. And after, I don't know, probably had 5 runs, I guess, before I got this strategy down. So again, this would probably work quite well with a tactician build or sniper, because you can just hide around the corner, you know, dead eye build, or I mean, you could probably make this work with anything, really. Depends what you're good at. But you definitely want something that heals yourself, because when you get the damage over time wave on you, you need to be able to heal yourself and keep yourself up somehow. I find with the Nomad, as long as I keep killing, I'm fine. There's no problem.
Hey, get ready to scan the objective.
Now this is the wave where if it's going to go wrong, this is where it will go wrong.
Seconds.
Depending on which one it is. Can depend on whether you're out in the open or whether you can funnel them or not. And if they're all sat at long range pummeling you,
Scan the target area.
you are going to struggle a bit, because the SMG struggles at range. So what I would suggest is you can leave this to like the last second, you know, depending on how far away it is. But because this one's pretty good, and you're usually having plenty, that's 117, so leave yourself plenty of time. You don't want to be, because also there'll be drones out there which will shock you. So while you're on your way, you can often get shocked, which will obviously, yeah, cheeky, slow you down on your way. Get a little bit of shield back. Oh. So 145, I'm going to slowly start making my way down. Most people just peg it. I like to just kill my way down. And then... Oh. Where do you come from? That'll do. Let's go. You're going to get shocked by these stupid things. Which one's this?
60 seconds remaining.
Same as last time. This isn't the easiest one. I find the one at the very far end is the easiest, because they only really come from your sides or in front. This one, they're going to spawn over here and be shooting me from every angle. Get rid of the drones, getting shots a pain. And don't worry about ammo on this bit, just go nuts. Because if you're gonna fail it, this is probably where you're gonna fail it. I have failed it here a couple of times. Not for a while, I have to say, but
There are 10 seconds remaining for you to complete the critical objective.
now once again at the end of this, leave one alive.
Deal with remaining enemies.
Looks like you got 5 hostiles remaining. You've got 3 hostiles left.
Where's that shotgunner?
Scans indicate 1 hostile
Right.
left.
One left. Collect all the shade tech. What we got left? Just the one guy. I was hoping it was going to be a medic or something, and I'd show you that trick, whatever you want to call it. There are other videos showing you how to do it. I mean, I found it completely by accident by doing this, running round, and obviously you're going to run round from one end to the other, leaving one alive, as I am, and it kind of just happens. If you've got a medic alive here or an engineer, it's going to happen. You're going to end up doing the trick just from playing. So now we've just done the boss wave. We've got one alive. We've done the other wave. As you can see, it's all pretty easy, really. You could probably do this with a lot of different builds. But we're going to go through the door now. And the other door at the bottom. And funnel them into a different spot. Sorry if this is a little bit boring, but I have watched some other videos and they only cut and paste their way through it. They don't show you the whole thing, which, you know, isn't always that helpful. It's nice to be able to see exactly what's going on. So straight away we can open this twice. If you're not confident, you can call it a day at that. Now I can go as far as the second
Scans indicate
infection
an
wave.
inbound contamination anomaly.
I can survive this one. I can't survive the
30
next
seconds
one.
until next wave.
The next one is the one that gets me, which is wave 14, I think. You get loads of guys with the golf clubs, and like I
10
showed you
seconds
earlier,
until
it's
next
really
wave.
difficult to reload with them hitting on you, and you end up with 3-4 of them, and what usually happens is you back up and end up getting stuck in that corner.
Virus bursts are incoming.
But I'm sure if you're better than me, which I'm sure a lot of you are, we could probably take this further. But as you can see, the Nomad should keep me up pretty well here. See, my box isn't keeping up. I find hiding behind here is the best bet, because they will generally come into the room. You watch now and they won't. Come on. If you stand out in the open and try and shoot at them, they'll just hide behind stuff the whole time. And you can't really... You could go out there, but you'll start taking damage from every angle, which is not what you want when you've got a dot on you anyway.
I'm seeing 5 hostiles remaining.
4 enemies remaining. Depending on where they are, we should be okay to go out now.
You've got 3 hostiles to go. I'm seeing 1 more hostile.
As you can see, my shield with these takes a lot of damage. Always trying to get rid of those as soon as you can. And there we go, simple as that. See, without the... if you were going to run Tactician, I would probably use the
Hostiles inbound in 20 seconds.
chest that heals you with damage. I've got
Next
one on me, I
wave in
can't remember
10
what it's
seconds.
called. I'll have a look in a second. This, no, not Reckless. I haven't got it on me. Is it the, oh, it's the backpack.
Heavily armored enemy detected.
Relentless. So you get 5% of damage dealt as healing, and then just keep a gun up. I put one on top of that in groups, and that's enough to keep my health going. Now, as you can see, we don't need a lot, look. So there's no need to farm this level at all. If you want to try and go further, then obviously you're going to want to farm all of these levels as much as you possibly can. Eke out every last kill. But like this, there's no need.
Eliminate all remaining enemies.
Scanning indicates 3 enemies remain.
And that's why I use that special.
I'm only seeing 1 more hostile.
And there we have it, wave 10.
Prep yourself for loss of shade tech.
So we can open the box again. Oh, you can pick these up
20
if you want
seconds
them.
until next
Anything
wave.
useful. And there we go. By wave 10.
Hostiles inbound in 10
Oh, no.
seconds.
I bet we've got some out there. Well, that's actually a good example.
Alert. Shade tech interacts are offline.
We can now leave this. This, I mean, it annoys the hell out of me, that does. So we've got enough now. We can open it now if we want to. Oh, it's compromised because it's...
Looks like you got 5 hostiles remaining. There's 3 unfriendlies left.
I might go as far as I can, just to show you how far you can take it, and then maybe you can come up with your own strategy to go further. Okay, you're going to be an annoying one. Oh, or not.
I'm seeing 1 more hostile.
Okay, now obviously we've got enough.
You're gonna have EMP bursts headed your way.
But see, it's not a difficult
Next
round.
wave in 20 seconds.
There we go, what we got this time. Ah, Predator's vest. Classified. So what did we...
10 seconds until next
We've got a
wave
Cassidy.
of hostiles.
Not very good. Predator smart vest. Nothing there. Oh, I've got Banshees there.
EMP blasts incoming.
So we've got a couple of pieces of classified and an exotic. I think the best I did was 4 classified pieces. I think one of the bosses dropped a piece as well, and every box had a piece in it. I think that's what I managed to at one time. I have had runs where I've had no classifieds and no exotics. It does happen. It's just one of those things. Not a lot you can do about it. It is what it is.
Scans indicate 5 hostiles remain. You've got 3 hostiles to go.
See, ammo starts to become a bit of an issue. And we bought some. That's the only downside with this. You can't carry multiple guns because obviously they're all going to be SMGs. I suppose I could use my sniper a little bit more.
Scans say you got 1 hostile left.
But I'm lazy. I just kind of do it the easiest way. Oh no, when I was saying about the classifieds, I got one out of the boxes. Because obviously you get
Next wave of hostiles, 20 seconds.
the tier 2 resistance cache as well, which has a good chance. Oh, got an exotic in there. Oh, nice.
Next wave of hostiles
So
in
these
10
can
seconds.
drop good stuff sometimes, especially the second one. That often drops good stuff. So we're on 6,000, so we're nearly halfway.
Next wave of hostiles starting now.
You'll see where I die in a minute. If anybody can tell me how to survive this. This is the medic wave, as I call it. And it has all medics, which are a pain in the arse because they heal themselves so quickly. But if you hide around this corner, you will eventually get them to come in. Instead of hiding. I'm going to run out of ammo, aren't I? So instead of standing out here and trying to shoot them, it's the same in a group. I've tried to explain this to people as I've been playing with them. Oh, God, come on. Instead of standing here and trying to snipe them and everything, if you hide around the corner, they'll just keep coming in. But try getting 4 guys to just stand here and not go around there and go running around out there and die in, and then you've got to go out and save them, and yeah, I'm out of ammo. I'm in trouble now. If you hide here, they'll just come to you. There's no need to go to them at all. See, they're just going to heal forever. But if you stand here, they will eventually come to you, and there's no time limit. You ain't got to do it in a fast time or anything. Here you go, medic. Another medic down. Do you know what? I'm going to try and get some ammo. And let's see how far we can push this. I know where I'll die. I'll die at the next contagion. That's what will get me. But while we're here, just for demonstration purposes, because it'd be interesting if you could come up with a way of doing the next level. I'm going to get shocked. Oh no. Because if I could work out a way of getting past the contagion levels, the problem is you get a lot of the melee guys. So not only have you got the contagion hurting you, you've got the melee guys hitting you. It's I wonder if Tactician or Firecrest, something like that would be better. I don't know, maybe. Tactician might work. Because you can keep healing yourself with skills. You can keep throwing the stickies out there. And the Seeker mines, sorry. Keep throwing the Seekers out there and damaging. Yeah, so it might be doable. I don't know.
You still got 5 hostiles out there.
Because obviously then, well, yeah. See, you could do it with the Tactician and have a healing station. But you need the gun for on there to provide constant healing.
We can end this now.
Why is it giving me the... Normally you get the ones with the weak point on the side, but they keep giving me the ones with the one on the back. Oh, come on. That's going to get annoying fast.
We can end this now.
Ah,
Nice try out
died there. Shield went down. But anyway, normally you can get past that wave and then you die on the contagion wave. But there you go. Three caches opened solo by numbnuts like me. It's not difficult. I've seen so many videos that kind of make it look hard, and I tried to follow a couple of them, and it didn't work for me. But that's the way I do it, and I find it very easy. And like I say, even for an idiot like me, if I can manage it, I'm sure you can. I don't think we've got anything else of any worth. So what did I get? 2 pieces of... Was it 2 pieces of classified gear and a Barrett's bulletproof vest? I'm waiting for one run. I don't know how long it takes. I'll have a look at the timestamp. So I've got Banshees. I don't know how long it takes. I don't think it takes that long. So there you have it. Any questions? Feel free to ask. If I can answer them, I will. I don't think there's anything else to add, really. There you go. Thank you very much.